Malnourished Manikam here. I'm back, boys. I keep saying boys because I know women are not going to watch this. So I'm back and I have a new problem. I bought this cassette, a band from Jakarta. Shout out to Chandra for introducing me to this band. It's a great fucking album, this one. I have a cassette, but I don't have a cassette player. What would a normal person do is look for a cassette player. That's what I did. Until my other friend Seelan came over and I showed him this cassette and he got nostalgic about it. He was talking about how his family car used to have a lot of cassettes and had memories of playing with it in his car. And he put a seed in me. I got pregnant with an idea. Now I'm going to give birth to it.
You be, can you be, can you be, can you be, can you be, will you be, can you be, can you be?
Instead of buying a cassette player, I decided to buy
Can you be, will you be, can you be, can you be, can you be, can you be?
a cassette and CD player combo that's meant to be used in a car.
Can you be? I grab that Coke 45 off my lap.
I'm going to turn this into a desk cassette slash CD player. I need to do some cleaning first because it looks kinda funky. After that, I have to figure out the wiring for this thing because I have no idea what I'm looking at. I need to find some parts. I do need some parts to make this work. So let's get to it. Okay, we're going to speed run this bitch. So first I need a power supply. This thing needs 12 volts and a minimum of 3 amps of power. So I'm going to find for that power supply. Okay, the next thing I need, this is quite an interesting part. This is a line output converter. The way that this car stereo works is it sends the signal directly to the speakers. So to drive a speaker, you need a lot of power. This thing converts the high-powered signal coming from the stereo and converts it into RCA signals, which later I can just plug it into here. Okay, I've wired everything up. This is the first trial. I'm actually kind of scared. I'm scared that I miswired something and it's going to short the thing out. Let's try. I think it's working. Okay, I wired in the sound also, so I'm going to try to play something. Play a CD. Fuck it, I'm gonna try the cassette. Please don't destroy my cassette. Okay, there's sound. The seller did tell me I need to clean the insides, so I took it apart. Thank God I did, because there was literally something biological inside here. I'm not sure what's that. I've cleaned everything and put everything back together. Now it works and it sounds better than before because the reader head was filthy. It works. This was from a time when I was still in a nutsack. So the fact that it even works at all is amazing. It works, but it does some weird things. I'm going to call it its character for now. Let me show one of the character. When I put in the CD, it kept ejecting it out. So I thought the CD player was fucked, but apparently, and this took hours to figure it out, there is a certain way to make it play the CD. You put in the CD, then you lift this idiot up and go, "Aagate, appuchallam, aagate." Now it's reading the CD. So the wiring part of it, the electronic part of it is done. I'm glad I didn't kill myself in the process. Despite what everyone tells you, looks do matter, and right now this looks like a nightmare. So I'm going to build a box for it. I'm going to 3D print it and I'm going to model it in Tinkercad, which is what I wanted to do until I realized I was not smart enough. So I built it by hand. I measured everything. I went to the carpenter and asked him to cut the pieces according to the size. I came back and found out that I fucked up because the measurements were wrong. But I am in too deep right now and I have to salvage this somehow, so I just kept on going. I made some holes to bolt in the brackets. I actually made some ventilation holes at the top. After I wrapped it in the vinyl wrap, it looked hideous, so I just covered it up. And it's done. The box is finished. It's not the most perfect box in the world, but it's a box and the tape deck is inside it, and that's all I needed. Some of you might be thinking, Torapa, CDs and cassettes you're so 2000 and late bro. Ever heard of Spotify, dumbass? Okay, first of all, watch your mouth. There's two reasons why I started to collect physical media. One, appreciation, and two, ownership. Playing CDs and cassettes are not as convenient as playing it on your phone. Yes, that's 100% true. But maybe some inconvenience is needed to pay attention, and it makes the process of listening to the album more fun and more immersive. The second reason, ownership. Ever since the beginning, I have always had the practice of downloading the music that I like. I do it until today. This is an extension of that, collecting the music that I love. So it's kinda important for me to keep it for myself and possibly pass it down later on. So that's why I started to collect physical media. And in conclusion,
I am never going to financially recover from this.